Best way to hurt a guy who is not treating you right in a relationship. Before I even get into the video, why would you want to hurt somebody that you're in a relationship with? That is not a good setup for a functional, sound, loving, trustworthy, safe, romantic relationship. But let's see what she has to say and we'll go from there.
So you text other guys, you hurt him by emotions. This is another mistake that women make when they're trying to get their man to act right. You know I can get another guy right now. You know I can do this. You know I can do that. Why are you shouting? Why are you giving him the energy? You want to transfer the aggression, and you transfer the aggression by actions.
Uh, Already trying to get your man to act right. Trying to get your man to act right. See, here is the issue that I have with a lot of these relationship conversations that are going on online. I see a lot of people, a lot of ideas that really go down to try to control and manipulate someone else. Whether it's through what you say, what you don't say, whether it's through playing the game, dressing a particular way, mentioning certain things, leading with a certain energy, but it starts to sound like a game. And so when there's this idea out there that if I hurt somebody, I'm going to get him to do what I want, that's manipulation. That's a low form of witchcraft. And that never turns out right in the long term. It might get a person to do what you want in some level, but is that really the foundation that you want to set? Is that really how you want to build a relationship? Through hurting somebody, through getting them to do what you want, or vice versa? Through two people trying to outgame each other? That already sounds like a really bad setup. But let's continue. Maybe she explained something else.
You don't hurt a man with words. You don't hurt a man by showing him that other guys want you, so you text other guys. You hurt him by emotions and mentally. That's how you hurt a man.
Okay, so now, I think ladies need to understand, when you have advice like this going out, and there's a culture of women being taught how to sprinkle, how to basically take advantage of men, how to exploit men, how to get as much as they want out of men, how to get money from men, how to dominate men. When that culture is out there, men aren't dumb. They're not stupid. These videos aren't just going to women and then men don't have access to them. They're completely clueless. Men are seeing this stuff. They're seeing this. And they're wise to the game. They know what's going on. So if this kind of content is going out there where it's okay, the best way to hurt a guy and control a guy to get what you want, we can't now fast forward and then be well, why aren't men approaching me? If you've already told them in no uncertain terms, whether it's through support, it's supporting ideas like this, it's promoting ideas like this, it's creating content and ideas and strategies and stories on how to manipulate men. If that's widely known and accepted that that's what you want to do, you can't be surprised when men are not interested in getting in your game. It's not a good setup. So I just want it to be clear that when we approach relationships this way, as if it is a game, as if I have to one up this person, you're already starting off on a very faulty foundation. You're already assuming that this is someone that you need to protect yourself from. And why would you be in a romantic relationship with somebody that you feel you need to protect yourself from? It sounds like it's a rotten core to begin with. Let's continue.
That's where it always hurts the most. Their emotions and mentally. You have
Again, why would you want to hurt somebody that you love? Again, why would you want to do that? That's not true love at that point. If you love them, but then they upset you and you want them to act a certain way, then you start manipulating them. That's witchcraft. And that's not any kind of situation, any kind of relationship any man with two brain cells would want to get in. That's a bad setup.
have to play those games. Yes, absolutely. Yeah, you're playing chess, not checkers. Hello. So now you want him to start behaving well. You got to show him why he needs to behave well, because you got to let him see that, look, I'm working on myself and I'm ignoring the fact that you're not treating me the way I would want you to treat me because I'm treating myself well. And I know that the moment I decide to say I'm done, there's no coming back. And that's the only way men listen, is by actions. So
I do agree that men listen by actions. I do agree with that. But I also agree that, I mean, unless you're with a man who's completely broken and spiritually just shut down and can be easily manipulated, any man with 2 working brain cells and 1% ounce of confidence in himself is not going to allow himself to be in a situation where he is completely manipulated and controlled, where he is at the whims of this emotional game, where he knows a woman is trying to emotionally manipulate him. Like, that is the definition of toxicity. That is the definition of draining a person. This is why you have men going their own way, because if they've engaged in these kind of romantic relationships and they come out literally feeling emotionally drained, because women are taught that if a man doesn't behave the way that they want, it's their right to emotionally drain them and manipulate them. Really bad setup. Now, I know some of you ladies may say, oh, well, what if he's abusive? What if he's that? Don't stay in a relationship that's abusive. You shouldn't even be in a relationship where you feel like you need to do this. If you feel like you need to do this, that's not a relationship you need to be in. That's just not, these are not healthy building blocks for any kind of relationship, especially a romantic one, especially one that you're supposed to be close with and maybe even build a family with that person.
But since it's by actions, you know what you do? You invest in yourself. You look good. You get yourself to the next level. If you were 1.0 yesterday, you make sure you show up the next month as 5.0. Let him be like, whoa, who are you? Like, you're a whole new person.
Sorry, if you're spending your time trying to manipulate people, I don't care how much self-help books, how many meditation, how much sage, how much makeup, lace front, even diets. If you're spending your time trying to manipulate somebody you're in a relationship with, like, that's not a come up. That's not like a self-improvement plan. Like, that is a toxic character flaw that needs to be addressed. Like, it's not good. And you look beautiful doing it, but that's still toxic.
Yes, sweetie, because I'm treating myself good. You don't want to treat me good? I'm treating myself good. And it's not that you start treating yourself good because you're looking for the next guy. You start treating yourself good because you want to feel good. Because when you feel good, there's a different kind of glow when a woman is feeling good.
I'm sorry, that doesn't make any sense. So it's like you manipulate him to hurt him, but then you start treating yourself good to let him know that you could do better, but you're not trying to do better by seeking another guy. You're just trying to glow up. Like, that doesn't make any sense to me. Maybe I'm tripping. Am I misreading this? Am I looking at this completely wrong? Am I off base here? What was just said there made absolutely no sense. And it sounds like the worst advice ever for a healthy, sound relationship. Y'all let me know what you think. I don't agree with anything that was said, other than men look at actions. That's the one thing I can agree with. All other stuff, in my opinion, is throw out the door. I mean, unless you want to be in a game, unless you're in a situation where you want to try to extract something from a man and it's all about manipulation, it's all about, what does she say, playing chess, not checkers. Like, if that is what you want to be engaged in, I guess have fun. That sounds incredibly draining and toxic to me. But as far as the building blocks for any healthy, functional, safe, and sound relationship, the worst advice ever. You don't like what a person is doing, so you try to hurt them. And ultimately, you do different things to try to control them. Literally the worst advice I've ever heard. And I wanted to be clear, even if you don't agree, even if you think I'm crazy, even if you think I'm way off base here, which is fine, you have to look at the results. How many women today are standing up and saying, why are men approaching me? What's going on? Now I have to approach men. Clearly there's a disconnect. If these are the kinds of ideas that are going out and that are being fed to women, men are not obligated to be a part of your game of chess. They're not. They can just say, I'm going my own way. They can grab their passport. They can ask for SBM. They can stay single. That's what many of them are doing. But anyways, those are my thoughts. What do you think? Am I off base here? Do you agree with what she said? I'm curious your thoughts. Also, be sure to like, share, subscribe. Check me out on Patreon, where you have access to exclusive content you will not get anywhere else. Also, become a channel member for as little as $4.99, where you'll have access to, exclusive lives, and we just have other great conversations there. Thank you so much for listening if you've gotten this far, and we'll talk later. Bye.